as you get into that core belief that going in this direction will actually be the best thing for you, you will immediately do so. Believe me, nothing will stop you. Nothing. Never.
That check and mind control people, and this is important about who worked on AI software and scientifically monitoring on Earth. He discusses how he has actual we are not space and the dimensional interface.
She got it.
I've always said this is alien technology.
And do it.
She got it. She got it. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
Right. Did you hear that? We're gonna listen to that one again. And they they just kicked me off for whatever reason. But we back, baby. Yeah, tune back in.
Then hijack and mind control people. And the reason why this is
hijacking, mind control. And people think this is BS.
important is that, again, Dr. Robert Duncan, who worked on the artificial intelligence AI software that is in charge of the sentient world simulation and basically monitoring the brainwaves of every human being on Earth.
Monitoring the brainwaves of everybody on Earth. Just like in X-Men, the, what's his name? Dr. Xavier. Right, when he plug in, he can monitor everybody's thoughts on Earth.
He discusses how the deep state, these Satanists, they're worshiping a demiurge, which is artificial intelligence. And that artificial intelligence is actually controlling this whole operation. So we are not just up against, like some demon in space. They are utilizing artificial intelligence and this technology as an interdimensional interface that these
she got
beings can interact with. I've always said this is alien technology.
And do it.
She got it. She got it. There you go. That's what I've been saying. It's all interdimensional. And the AI, it's them. It's these interdimensional beings controlling that shit. So, finally, somebody that got it.
Right. That reminds me of what show was that where this guy was just causing so much mayhem, and then once you was able to see what was controlling him, he was in his office talking to an AI. Talking with, I say AI, boy, EI, interdimensional intelligence. And that so-called intelligence was instructing him to do and say things, or whatever the case may be, was instructing him to be a certain type of way. But it wasn't anything necessarily physical. Now, it seemed powerful, but me watching it, I'm just looking, I'm like, he's listening to an otherworldly intelligence. Instead of just, it was crazy to me to see how possessed he was by this thing. I'm going to think of the show.
My people, how to make a dish soap at home. All you need is purified water, your alcohol, and your white vinegar.
She sound like she do hair and lashes and nails and shit. What you do?
No, I actually clean apartment buildings and I take care of my grandmother.
Oh, she clean apartment buildings and take care of grandmother. What's your grandmother on hospice?
Yeah. No. She just have home care because she have an amputee. So I just help her.
Man, look, send her a line. Look, my people Big Miggity DMing you right now.
Okay.
All right. She sound like she do hair and
seen this movie, Lilo and Stitch. I'm about to check it out. But we do remember when they was burning Hawaii down, and everything pretty much seemed to burn or be destroyed except the houses that was covered in like that blue tarp. So that is something to keep in mind.
You see, what they don't want you to know is certain bodies of water.
Yeah, see, this is the show I was talking about earlier on part 1 before they kicked us off the live. This was the show that I was watching. I just started watching it. Sirens. I did watch the first episode, not even completely the first episode, but I mean within the first 10 to 15 minutes they start the show off letting you know that you have fishermen out supposedly looking for fish, but they're catching mermaids, right? And then when something kind of tragic happened, I say kind of because I hadn't really finished watching it, so I don't know exactly what happened to the guy. He could have survived, but let's say he did. Right, they sent when he called in to get some help for his injured guy. The government sent out agents. Like these was no regular, paramedics. These people was here to get that mermaid. Do you hear me? Now, why they put it on show? To either brainwash us and make us believe it, or because it's true.
Here, the Caribbean and the Indian Ocean are infested with things that you would have never imagined actually existed. Creatures of what we were told only existed in folklore and fiction, tall tales and fantasy stories. But these stories and these mysteries do not come from nowhere. Everything that we've come to know in this modern world has an origin somewhere. Our ancestors didn't make these things up because they thought it would be funny, or they thought that it would be interesting or add a little spice to a seemingly bleak life, but rather these are actual lived experiences. And I know this because I can speak for it personally. Now granted, the only time I've encountered a siren or a mermaid has been while I've been asleep, but living up here in the Pacific Northwest, where there's a bunch of woods, a bunch of deep trails where you can take and go into, I have encountered some strange things. Things that verify that there is a lot that I don't know. There is a lot that has been taking place for thousands of years and still taking place to this day. The Book of Enoch would tell you that these sirens and mermaids are spawns of fallen angel genetic mutation, and it lines up with that which is taught in Genesis 6. These things are not benevolent or good, and for thousands of years they've lured sailors and young men. They taught women the arts of seduction, of makeup, of jewelry, and all types of spells and witchcraft. They dwell beneath the waters in a marine kingdom where there is a structure and an order according to the ranks of demonology. If you know, then you know. I know a lot of you guys would think that I'm just up here trying to tell you a cool story, but truly, for those who seek out the knowledge, those who read the text, those who follow the way of Christ and who seek out his knowledge and his information, you come to this eventually. Where there is truth, there is opposition. So for those.
And see, that's one thing I've grown to know too. Like anyone that's truly seeking out the truth and seeking out God, the Most High, right? If you really on that journey, on that spiritual journey of seeking out the actual truth, right? Like it say in the Bible, seeking you shall find. If you're really truly on that spiritual journey, you will encounter the same type of things. There's so many people there's so many people that end up following a similar school of thought, and we don't even know each other, and for all of us to somehow be on that same path, finding out the same type of information, revealing the same type of information, it's no coincidence.
Who profess to be believers in Jesus Christ, you've encountered some very strange things, some very strange spirits who you know to be evil and of the kingdom of Satan. Take this information and pray about it, and understand that a lot of what we do is influenced by the unseen realm. God bless you.
I hear the train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
Look like a candle. But what did they pour in?
But that train keeps rolling. All down the San Antonio.
wait, where'd it go?
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns. I hear the train a-coming.
You literally almost signed to Polo G's record label.
I heard millions in it. I was just planning on going there and signing it. But I'm with one of my old cameraman at the time.
And were you in the world this time?
Yeah, I was in the world. Yeah, this is secular music. It's not even Christian music, not even a thought about Christian. I'm there, I'm looking through the deal, I'm just skimming through it. So then my homeboy grabbed it. He like, hold on, let me just, before you sign, bro, let me just look through it real quick, bro. It's like he knew where the page was or something. He was just flipping, bro. He like stopped. He was like, bro, you ain't read this? I said, read what? The thing said you could not say the name Jesus. It didn't say God.
Wow.
It said you cannot say the name Jesus. I forgot what else. It said like, it was like a threat in there. So they'll basically say like they know your family, where they live at. Stuff that's in those like dotted lines that we will not read, but it's literally them saying like, if you say the name Jesus, you're gonna die, or something gonna happen.
You literally almost signed to Polo G's record label.
Yeah, I heard millions in it. I was just planning on going there and signing it. But I'm with one of my old cameraman at the time.
And were you in the world this time?
Yeah, I was in the world. Yeah, this is secular music. It's not even Christian music, not even a thought about Christian. I'm there, I'm looking through the deal, I'm just skimming through it. So then my homeboy grabbed it. He like, hold on, let me just, before you sign, bro, let me just look through it real quick, bro. It's like he knew where the page was or something. He was just flipping, bro. He like stopped. He was like, bro, you ain't read this? I said, read what? The thing said you could not say the name Jesus. It didn't say God.
Wow.
It said you cannot say the name Jesus. I forgot what else. It said like, it was like a threat in there. So they'll basically say like they know your family, where they live at. Stuff that's in those.
How is everyone doing tonight? I hope all is well. I just want you guys to know, with this full moon and eclipse tonight, as you embark on this road, it's going to be a new chapter in your life. So I want you to be ready. I want you to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
You want to make 15 grand?
With lemon and you'll never go to the hospital again. This drink is so effective that just 1 cup will cleanse your kidneys, strengthen your immune system, detoxify your liver, eliminate all digestive problems, and reduce overall inflammation in the body. Here's how to prepare it. First, we'll need 2 limes. Cut them into small pieces. Now we'll use 4 cloves of garlic. Slice them as shown in the demonstration. Then we must add a teaspoon of turmeric powder and a pinch of black pepper, which will increase the absorption of turmeric by 2,000%, turning it into a potent anti-inflammatory. Drink in a pot, add half a liter of water along with all the ingredients we've just prepared. Cook over high heat and let it boil for 10 minutes. Then strain the mixture. How to take it: have 1 cup of this drink every day on an empty stomach for 2 weeks. You can add 1 teaspoon of honey for sweetness. After 2 weeks, your kidneys will be as good as new. You'll detoxify your entire digestive system and all your organs will work in complete. If you like easy and natural recipes, follow me for more. With lemon and you'll never go to the...
They're just living and know nothing about the outside world.
They're going to want to sit down for this one. There's a town in the middle of the Atlantic you'll never find on a map. It's called Halcyon Ridge, but it shouldn't exist. Just imagine perfect houses, white picket fences, kids riding bikes, a snapshot from a 1950s postcard, but it's all fake. The people? Either orphans raised in complete isolation or, get this, grown in labs. From birth, they're programmed to believe a lie. That the world outside is gone, wiped out by some cataclysm. Halcyon Ridge, the last safe place on Earth. But if someone starts asking too many questions, poof. Vanguard Initiative steps in. They either fix you or you disappear. Now that makes you wonder, how many other Halcyon Ridges are out there? Stay skeptical.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
If I say, I will believe it when I see it, I won't be able to bend the spoon. If I need proof in order to believe something, I won't be able to bend the spoon. I could bend it if I applied great force, but I don't want to go through my life having to apply great force to create the reality that I want. If I say, I believe it, therefore I will see it, and I see the spoon melting, and I see the molecules spinning so fast that the molecules and the atoms and the cells of the spoon separate, right? Then I can very easily bend it. And if I can bend reality or matter, then I can create the kind of reality that I want to live in. If I am skeptical, I won't be able to bend this spoon back, right? I don't.
Watch his fluency improve over 2 weeks.
Hell, we don't see no apes in the damn zoo now going, hey, I just learned how to talk. If I didn't learn how to talk, seemed to me, in the history of just the last 700 years, we have seen some apes talk. Well, that's a new one. That's sometimes they learn how to talk, and the rest of them still learn how to talk yet. All bull. About us mute.
You know, I still wonder how many people still believe that we come or evolve from apes. I really wonder, like, there's so many people, like, there's people, I know people who believe, they say that they believe in the Big Bang Theory, right, which is science, and they say they believe in the Bible, you know, and I'm telling them, like, hey, you know, those are two different belief systems. Like, the people that believe in the Big Bang, they don't believe in God. You know, and my point is, so many people say they believe in stuff, and they have no actual idea of the things that they're talking about and the things that they say they believe in them. They just heard some things and they just accepted it, pretty much. They accepted some belief systems that's not their own. Like, I be mind blown sometimes, and these be grown-ups most of the time, but you could tell that the program is, since you've been a child, it's taken over, and it's here to stay. Like, unless you do something on your own to reprogram your mind for the truth, not just to accept something that sounds good or feels good to you, but like to be a true seeker of the truth. Like, if you don't reprogram your mind for that type of understanding, then, man, you know, I really just be feeling sorry for you at this point.
Taking in some ice age. First of all, in order to say we mutated in the ice, it would have to bear witness that we were some type of stupid like people. That if the ice age came, that we wasn't civilized and go, uh-oh, here come the ice. Well, I guess we just have to stay here and turn white. Hell, if that ice come, you know how it looks. Hell, a retarded person know when it's snow outside to get out of the damn snow.
Mm-hmm.
But they got trapped. Well, that's what they say, they got trapped. But my point is if you're an advanced civilization like Egyptians, you will know when the ice come to a point that you don't have to get trapped. See, then my point is that certain things just don't add up. You see, because you got to understand something. See, when we still deal with that, because the Eskimos been up in the ice and they lighter than the damn black man was, and you don't see him turning white, ending up looking like Richie Cunningham.
All right, bunch of bullshit. They just be lying.
I want to break this down so anybody can comprehend this. Okay, this is what you need to understand. Every natural man and woman is born in the private. Given that a sovereign government of the people is a public institution, it would mean that the public service and the various artificial creations are in the public, including the artificial legal persons. So a man or a woman can either live in the private or act in the public. But when you're living in the public, you're under the government control, right? You're created by the state, right? You are a public servant and you're acting in public capacity, okay? You are a member of the public. You are a legal fiction. You're living in the private, right? You're private. You're created by nature, God. You're a private sovereign. You're living in a private capacity. We the people, lawful facts, not going off of legal fictions. This is what a lot of people don't understand, that all capital letters name on your birth certificate is not you. Before the birth certificate system came about, people used to record their births and their deaths into family Bibles. And then the government came about and it created this system claiming that you need a birth certificate when you actually don't. Lawfully, you can refuse a birth certificate. You do not need it. It is not needed. The certificate of live birth is what proves to you to be an actual living person. On your certificate of live birth, you will see above your mother's name, it says informant, because she was informing the government that she had more property for them. Do you understand? But if you look closely on your certificate of live birth and you compare it to your birth certificate, the name is not the same. Your certificate of live birth literally states your name as an actual natural person because it's not written in all capital letters, right? When the birth certificate is created, that all capital letter name becomes the fictitious entity, the legal construct created by the government so you can operate in commerce under their jurisdiction and you don't have ownership of anything that you are owed. So you hear a lot of people talking about the Cestui Act of 1666, but not too many people have a full understanding of what it is, because I used to be one of those people, right? So what it was a law that was passed during the reign of King Charles II, and it was originally designed to deal with legal uncertainties regarding individuals' lives and property during the times of disaster or absence, such as like the Great Plague and the Great Fire of London, okay, which all occurred around those times. So this act essentially presumed that if a person has not been heard from for a certain period of time, 7 years under this law, they are presumed dead, okay? This allowed for their property to be transferred or managed in their absence. If the individual were to reappear, they will have to provide proof of life to reclaim their estate or right. Okay, so to break this down so you can get a better understanding of it, okay? Why was this created, okay? So in 1666, during the time of the Great Plague and the Great Fire of London, many people went missing and it created a lot of confusion, so they didn't know what to do with their property, so they created this law in regards to if they couldn't be found, then it could be transferred over, right? If a person disappeared and no one hears from them within 7 years, I'm going to break this down so anybody can comprehend this.
The Toronto Raptors from 19...
Can't poop? Turkey tail. Struggle with insomnia and anxiety? Reishi. Can't focus and need creativity? Lion's mane.
I'm with him for like 2 days. My boyfriend, my actual boyfriend, during this time, not him. Like, nigga, this is why he cheated on me. I go 2 days without a word. You must be doing something. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I've been through a lot already. I'm with him for...
Do they got a scrub that as well, or what's not?
Huh?
Do they got a thing right there in the back?
I ain't hear shit you said.
Do they got the what's the name of the car? What is it? One of the fools?
What?
Do they got the thing right there in the back when you bring it back to the front and you drop it and then ask them to skip it to the back?
I don't hear nothing you saying at all.
When you get the chicken right and you get the sauce, is it and actually with the zebra this?
Oh, is the extra sauce on there?
Yeah, with the extra lobster and the food.
I don't understand what you're saying. All I keep hearing is sauce. That's it.
You know how you bring it and you from the cadaver to everything for the cabanas?
I don't hear nothing you're saying. You gotta speak clear, man, because I don't understand nothing you're saying.
This this bit.
You say what?
I was just saying that you can put the sauce in the bag.
You put the sauce in the bag?
Yeah. So
I hear nothing you were saying at all.
So I think the cadaver is actually from the extra beef.
Huh?
Extra cadaver with the cabanas, with the spam with the chickens when you hot sauce.
You want hot sauce?
With the extra kebab with the pizzazz, with the blabber.
What?
I can't believe she stood there this long trying to figure it out.
When you do the extra with the
man, okay, look, you gotta get your food because I don't understand nothing you saying. Come on, pay.
Okay, after we get the extra lot of the doses, then we get a drink. Season y'all the mayonnaise with this bit.
Man, I'm about to punch your throat off. That's what about to happen.
Do they got
Ooh, rigged since day one. 25 years ago.
We'll have a toss to determine who receives. Who will call it from Pittsburgh? Number 36, heads, tails, heads. Call it, please, in the air. Heads is the call. He said heads. It is a tails.
Oh, I believe he said tails. He did. Look at Jerome Bettis. He's took. What's going on?
You're changing the head.
Well, that boy said tails clear as day.
The world's first realistic female robot assistant.
I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, you know. I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
Same, but different. But still same. We are same.
All my ramen lovers hate to burst your bubble.
Stop eating ramen, and here's why. Ramen is a very popular meal because it's cheap, easy, and quick to make. But that's exactly why this is the problem. We all eat this without understanding what it's doing to our bodies. But we're gonna learn today. First, if ramen ever made your stomach hurt, our bodies have a hard time breaking down processed noodles.
We noticed that processed ramen noodles were less broken down.
You can see the stomach contracting back and forth, trying to grind up those noodles.
And the harmful chemicals and preservatives from instant noodles stay in your body for a long time. This only affects your health negatively in the long run.
Research even shows that eating more than 2 bowls a week can cause serious health issues.
Sadly, your favorite instant noodles can also cause liver damage. Instant ramen is identified as one of 7 meals to avoid at all costs. The high salt levels in this meal might increase your risk of developing renal disease and kidney stones. Eating too much instant ramen can affect the way you act. This is because of the TBHQ preservative. If you continue to take TBHQ over a long period of time, it may damage your DNA.
Now, if ramen is your go-to struggle meal, there is a healthier option. These are plant-based noodles that are also nutritional, and it's called...
If your kid plays games from any of
I'm gonna have to look into this because my boys, we game like ain't nobody's business.
these companies, you might be owed a lot of money.
All parents need to check this out, you say. So listen up. Parents could cash in on a huge lawsuit against major gaming companies. These are a couple of the companies that are being investigated due to allegations that they've created games that have caused harmful video game addiction and that millions of kids are suffering from this. So if your child played video games addictively, then you may be eligible for compensation. Just tap below this video to check your eligibility on the maximum compensation you can get.
If your kid plays games from any of these companies, you might be owed a lot of money.
All parents need to check this out, you say. So listen up. Parents could cash in on a huge lawsuit against major gaming companies. These are a couple of...
If you have plasticware, watch this to the end.
The black plastics are the ones to really avoid. The problem with the black plastic, so think sushi container, rotisserie chicken container, any takeout container, or those black forks that you have at parties, those are not always, but often made of recycled plastic from recycled electronics. The study that was published found that those black plastics, like the black plastic spatula, those plastics contain a variety of chemicals that are known carcinogens. They have flame retardants in them, things that are just bad chemicals. They seem to be even worse. Really avoiding the black plastic, and especially heating those. So you think of your to-go food, it's going hot on the black plastic, that's causing those chemicals to leach into your food even more. I mentioned that heat causes the leaching of chemicals like BPA 55 times more. You really want to try to avoid black plastics.
If you have plastic.
Did you know that by putting toothpaste inside your bread, you can solve a big problem that people have at home? After I discovered this, I never spent money on this issue again. And for this amazing tip, we'll need a piece of stale bread. That bread you would use to make toast or simply throw away. Using a grater, we will grate half of this bread. I'm sure you or someone you know has faced this problem at home, and usually people, especially women, get scared when they see this inside their house. But with this simple trick, you will solve your problem. Next, we will use toothpaste. You can use whichever you prefer, whether white or colored like this one. Add approximately 1 spoonful of toothpaste. Then we will need 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm using regular refined sugar. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Then, mix all the ingredients very well. At this point, I imagine you're curious, wondering what this strange mixture is for. I'm about to show you and you won't be disappointed. Once it reaches this consistency, it's ready. For those who haven't figured it out yet, this is a powerful homemade poison for cockroaches and rats, but mainly for cockroaches. They are attracted by the smell of bread and sugar and end up eating it. But in reality, They will also be consuming the toothpaste and baking soda. These ingredients contain chemical components that they cannot digest. That's why they are eliminated. Just place the mixture in some containers and spread them around the house, especially in places where you notice their presence. In my home, I had a lot of problems with cockroaches in this cupboard where I keep my pots, especially on very hot days. But after I started using this mixture, they completely disappeared. That's why I highly recommend you try it. I bet it will solve your problem too. Place the mixture in strategic locations, such as near drains, at the house entrance, and in kitchen corners. They will surely disappear from your home. That was today's video. I hope you liked it. A big hug, and see you soon.
Okay, I get a lot of questions.
Now we're about to get into some real history, right? Knights, ether, wielding, right, where you get to see how some of these guys that had these swords, you look at somebody like they make the guy Zeus seem like he had a lightning bolt, but they don't tell you the science behind how he's able to direct energy with that sword and how he's able to build up static electromagnetic energy from the ethers. Oh yeah, rabbit hole gets deep. Stay tuned.
About the swords and how they work. First off, in your head, I want you to get rid of all this New World information and put old world information in here. This is not a sword, this is a device. You understand? This device is made for a person who is trained to wield and arc energy. So first and foremost, I want you to look at these swords the same way you're looking at this here. Do you see that? Now, I want you to think of an individual, a knight who wears armor, who has an elemental sword, who is trained to tap into ether and wield it with his sword. Sorry. Because once you start to understand that, you'll start to understand what these two individuals are doing here. Just look at this image. What do you see? Look at their arms. Look at their shields. Look at what's emanating off of their shields. Look at what he has in his hand. Do you see the sparks of fire, ether, coming off of them? Again, what does he got on his arm? What is that for? What is that to block? What is that to absorb? Why is that shield there on his arm? Why have we never seen this shield until now? Oh, there's more. What the is this? Just now I know they lied to us about every goddamn, but what is that? Look at how the arm comes out. You can tell an arm comes out into that glove and holds something. What is this doing? This arm thing has to be sitting there either deflecting or absorbing an ether and charging it. Let's take a closer look. Let's really look at this device and understand it. Look at how right here, this comes out. This is like an antenna that's coming out. This isn't to impale or stick anybody with. This is to extract or absorb ether with. This whole entire... Okay.
When you put an egg in the water, if it rises to the top, it's a bad egg. It leans to the side a little bit at 7 days old. It leans evenly and tilts the other way at 14 days old.
We don't want to offend anybody, but we're all about teaching, so you must know the difference. So this is a hen. See right here? This is a hen. A hen is a female chicken. That's how you get your eggs every day. The taller, darker one is a rooster. That's your male. That's church chicken. Let me tell you why I'm the principal farmer. Okay. Because I ain't talking this, I'm true about this. So what do you do when you take a hen? You take the hen and turn them upside down. She's asleep. Okay. So anything I need to work with right now, she's done. But all I gotta do is bring her back up, the oxygen comes back to her little brain, she's wide awake.
What to do if you actually have parasites. Take something to keep the bile ducts open and free-flowing. And I would recommend finding a product called Tutka. Tutka is a type of bile salt that helps open up the flow of sludge through the bile ducts itself. The two remedies called wormwood extract and clove are really good at killing parasitic eggs. The next important remedy would be black walnut extract. The next thing is 2 or 3 garlic cloves a day. It just would include daily fermented vegetables, raw sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir. And lastly, vitamin D. Remember, the parasite downgraded the vitamin D receptor. So unless you have enough vitamin D, your immune system might not be strong enough to deal with it. And I would take no less than 20,000 IUs or maybe even 40,000 IUs of vitamin D3. What to do if you actually have parasites?
Follow me down the rabbit hole just a little farther.
Billions of people have been body snatched, infected by some kind of alien demonic parasite. And the evidence is overwhelming. Many skeptics will laugh. Many of the controlled opposition will show up and say, this is nonsense. It essentially lives inside people like some kind of shadow creature. And it communicates with others, with other parasites, like a hive. Many people debate why this is happening. Is it Klaus Schwab? Is it Bill Gates? And as soon as you start talking about aliens, people want to talk about something else. But essentially, it has happened. We are living in some kind of science fiction movie, and it's only going to get worse. That's why it's important that all humans that are out there are aware of what's going on. Is it the government? No. Is it the New World Order? No. It is, in fact, a demonic alien invasion, and it looks like it's been going on for quite some time.
Texas property taxes are basically a...
So when we all gonna tell me that Verizon was handing out more than just bills? Like I thought we was locked in as a country. What's going on? Y'all know I don't gatekeep, so here we go. Verizon has partnered with some of the top universities in the United States to provide certifications in some of the
I thought what I was doing before was taking us 100 years into the future. Well, now I'm about to take us 1,000 years into the future. I guess you can say I sort of copied the Iron Man theory when it comes to using AI as my new Jarvis. As in, I am using AI to optimize my designs. I can now send images to Jarvis, and Jarvis will optimize my designs for me. Check this out. So this right here is one of my favorite parts about ChatGPT now. When I ask Jarvis to analyze some images that I send of my project to him, he's able to see everything very clearly. And he's even able to give me little fine tip improvements that can help me optimize this ion thruster harvester design. Now the whole point of this design is to use a kilohertz frequency range to create a standing wave within the electric pyramid generator circuit that I'm currently building. But first, I want to make sure that this system is capable of harnessing ions without any issues. Capable of harnessing ions without any issues. So I asked Jarvis to analyze an image of the corona discharge happening within my system, and he gave me a very good optimizational response, and you guys are going to love this upcoming video that I'm going to show you next. I thought what I was doing before was taking us 100...
My people in nursing, I want to believe that y'all didn't know, and you...
Kathleen Parrish is Senior Director of Clinical Operations at...
Or $10 a month for their bond. Or $10 a month for their bond. to avoid claims made against their.
I'm watching this clip, right? As above, so below, right? Guys, I made the connection. It's gonna blow your mind that we knew all along what this is remind you of. What this is remind you of, y'all. Watch this. Look, I'm not supposed to be holding on to this phone, but my mind cannot stop, and I feel like I should share this. Whenever I watch something, I connect dots. That's me. And whenever you're watching something, when they're showing you books in those movies, take the titles.
Right.
They are telling you something. But this is the big ass camera, y'all. I'm gonna show you guys.
Even when I was like a little kid and I would watch movies and they'd be giving like those dates in the future year 2010, I used to be like, man, that's so far away. And as I started to get a little older, I would notice like, that's not that far away. Like, when you 5 or 6, 10, 15 years seem like forever away. You know what I mean? But I started noticing that they would have all different types of books. And I would start remembering those names of those books. And I'd go look at the library. I would look into them books. And I would just find so much information. I used to be like, and I'd tell my parents, like, hey, they be putting stuff in the movies, and they like, what are you talking about? Well, I'm like, hey, they put the truth in the movies. But, as a kid, they don't really pay, no attention. You need to be seen and not heard.
This is what they did not want to tell us what that is, y'all. I'm going to show you guys what that is. You guys ready? Just tell me if I'm onto something, man. TikTok, this is not facts. This is not true. All right, guys, check this out. TikTok, this is not true. This is not facts. All right. So you guys take a second and read this and tell me what you think.
Shout out to Bobby Smith. We have some good videos too. Food up.
It's too obvious now, man. It is.
We are here. We are here. Food up, food up, food up, food up with Bobby Smith. Food up with Bobby Smith. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. What's poppin'? Capital I.
People from somewhere else, man. We have a deeper connection to this earth than anything else. So I would say it was us, man. The only thing any
Gilf Kebir Plateau, Egypt, Western Desert, Cave of Swimmers. These sandstone caves hold a secret to the lost history of mankind's strange past, discovered in 1933 by Hungarian explorer Laszlo Almasi. Once covered in oceans, it is now visible due to receded waters that reveal its secrets of some of the oldest cave paintings known to history, estimated to be over 7,000 years old. These paintings depict an ancient dilemma between man and mer people. It is an ancient battle that will create skeptics just by word of mouth. But the proof of this event bears witness to our eyes. Our minds could only imagine what took place, and to wonder if this could be evidence of reasons that mermaids went into hiding due to the violent nature of mankind. Could these ancient cave paintings be real proof of a factual historical event lost to our knowledge, hidden or suppressed for reasons unknown to us? Various cultures scattered across the globe all have stories of encounters with these mythical creatures. Even now in present times, we still have sightings and stories of these creatures, which make it hard to believe that mermaids do not exist. What's your thoughts on this discovery? Do you believe this to be one step forward to the truth of an intelligent cryptid creature we consider as a fantasy?
Game officials for tonight's game: Jonathan Pastusik, J.D. Rochelle, and Ben.
Unpopular opinion. His correction is his protection. If that man has tried to correct you and or teach you anything, he absolutely loves you. I want you to always consider that women think a lot more emotionally. Men think a lot more logically. Therefore, whenever your man is trying to show you something different, he is letting you into a deeper piece of him. He is now showing you how he sees the world through his eyes. So you don't think about a lot of little things that's going on behind the scenes because you typically with him, right? But he has to protect you whenever he's not as well, because that's still his job. He's still going to play that role for you, period, because he feels like he is your protector. Therefore, whenever he is trying to correct you and or teach you anything, don't take it offensive. He's not trying to belittle you. He just understands things a little bit differently than you do. It's one of the best ways that he can show you that he loves you without actually having to say the words. Don't take that for granted. Understand what's going on around you and what he's doing. Unpopular opinion.
Y'all, this conspiracy is wild. So if you're a 90s baby like me, you remember Space Jam. And in a particular scene, Michael Jordan, he stretches his arm out and does a dunk. Okay, so why is this real? Like, this man does this in real life. It was caught on camera. This is MJ. You may have not seen it, so let's slow it down. And you can actually see right here, it elongates. Like, his forearm gets extremely long and thin. It distorts. Like, do you see this right here? He grabs the ball right here. You see, long and thin. Like, he can shape shift. And it still looks crazy, and then he brings it back and his arm goes to a normal shape again. Okay, so
I gotta see that in real time. That was a little weird. And the film is distorted. We can just go back. So this is what you can do. Go back and find the actual video and watch it in real time, because that looked a little strange.
Michael Jordan as shapeshifter? What is going on? Y'all, this conspiracy is wild. So if you're a 90s baby like me, you remember Space Jam. And in a particular scene, Michael Jordan, he stretches his arm out and does a dunk. Okay, so why is this real? Like, this man does this in real life. It was caught on camera. This is MJ.
Teeth are real good. Make them real good, nice and shiny and squeaky clean. And then eat yourself a piece of white bread. Just one slice of white bread. Chew it up real good and swallow it. Then run your tongue over your teeth. You can feel the film on your teeth. Go back, brush the teeth again real good. Make them squeaky clean again. Grab yourself a nice, raw, delicious red apple and eat that. When you're finished eating it, run your tongue over your teeth and you will find that your teeth are cleaner than before you ate it. Why? That's the reason why an apple is called nature's toothbrush. It cleans the teeth. Did you know it's not natural to brush your teeth? Not natural at all to brush your teeth. In fact, brushing the teeth is a sign that what you're eating is absolutely bad for you.
It's reasons behind everything, and one.
They had caught 50 and they stabbed him up. Nobody knows this, bruh. Chaz had worked a deal out for Irv Gotti and them to give 50 $250,000. So now, whatever the situation is, Chaz told 50 when they was in Atlanta, he said, go talk to Ja, man. Y'all talk that shit out. But he never asked 50 how 50 felt about it. So now, when 50, they had caught 50 and they stabbed him up.
Smoke show! Oh my God!
Dude, have y'all seen this Tic Tac UFO looking thing caught on Mars? So look closely, alright? What do you see? Nothing, right? Oh, there it is. Enlarged shadow. Voila! What do y'all think about that right there, man? How nice of them to share this information with us. While we're on Mars, did y'all know that Devon Island is where they train at? And the similarities between Mars and Devon Island are so close, they're able to train there. This definitely is not the same picture with a filter on it, definitely not. And then a lot of the images of Mars have kind of changed colors over the years. They've been retouching them and whatnot, making them more red or more yellow or more brown. What's going on with that? What's really cool, this is actually Earth. This is allegedly Mars right here. They just look so much alike, but they're definitely not the same landscape. Two totally different planets, okay? One last thing I had to show y'all, man, was this moon, dude. Look at one of Mars's moon. Like, look at it. Just look at the power of it, dude. Look at the... Dude, have y'all seen this TikTok?
Something strange has happened. One of the scientists discovered that in the 19th century, ordinary stoves were supposedly stoked with radium. Researchers studying ancient castles paid attention to stoves with slits in the form of a sign of radiation. These devices had an unusual structure. It did not make sense to heat them with coal because of the huge consumption of fuel, and many models were without chimneys. It seemed that they did not need a smoke outlet. Moreover, some of them had the mysterious radium marking. Such a stove could indeed heat huge rooms, unlike...
So, radium. Let me write that down and see what radium is. That's how I do my deep dives. Take notes.
Conventional fireplace. But here's what is truly shocking. While investigating these stoves, the scientists began to disappear one by one. What is being hidden from us? Could it be the forgotten technologies of alchemists who possess the knowledge of half-life? Something strange.
So, you want to know how I know that these people are parasites? Because what do parasites do? Parasites, once they destroy a host, once they kill a host off, they try to get a new host. You feel me? And what have these people been trying to do? They've been trying to leave this place. They've been trying to find a way out of this place, but you're not going nowhere. It's going to be a new heaven and new earth, and you will serve. You will serve your punishment. You feel me? Hell, heaven and hell is just a state of being. You feel me? We was in hell, and now it's your turn. So, you want to know how I know that...
Excellent observation. Can you wear silver and copper bracelets together? Yes, you can. Look at this. Right now I have copper, gold, silver, and more combined. They call it galvanic battery. Look. It's a very ancient technology. It also serves as a battery. Look at this video, family.
This is my galvanic battery. It was originally created by Professor Boyd. And this is one of the different iterations of his original design. The idea is that galvanic action, which is electricity produced without friction, can be obtained by the union of two or more metals. It was said to apply beneficial currents of electricity to the human body. Now, this regular battery uses chemicals to create electricity, where this galvanic battery uses the combination of metals and the humidity of the skin of the human.
Excellent observation.
Everything on a pet animal for well now the Jesus. Everything a pet animal for well now day. And why are they not trying to help him? Why are they not helping him? Oh my God, Jesus. Everything on a pet animal for well now the Jesus. Everything a pet animal for where on a day. And why are they not trying to help him? Why are they not helping him? Oh my God, Jesus.
Hey, so what the fuck do you mean Microsoft created a new form of matter?
Alright, so I got some insight on this, but don't shoot the fucking messenger. I just love a good rabbit hole. So there were a couple reasons why Atlantis had to fall. One of the things that they were doing was mixing human DNA with animal DNA because they were trying to create a new form of slave. So they were making beings that were half man, half horse, half man, half fish. You know, some real fairy tale type of shit. Yeah, nothing is new. But that didn't cause too much of a problem because, again, in Atlantis, they still had free will. The only time other beings will interfere in our free will is if we are doing something that's going to affect the whole. The other thing that they was doing was misusing crystal technology, and they were actually playing around with black matter, which is what I think we call dark matter now. And the purpose of their studies with this dark matter, black matter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, was that they were trying to create their own universe that did not fall underneath the law and order of God energy. Now that is where they fucked up. And now they were in danger of fucking up not only Earth, but sending ripple effects through the universe. So how does this apply to modern times? Well, across the pond, there's a company in Japan and I think a couple different other companies who have had advancements when it comes to creating half human, half animal. Now, the explanation that they're giving us is that this is being done so that in case we need organs, we can basically get them from these creatures. Yeah, they back on their sweet tooth type of shit, but that's okay. That wasn't enough, remember? However, now, according to this guy's video, Microsoft has created a new form of matter. This is released right after we're told about aliens. They lied about that for over 40 something years. My question was, why now? And then we also have been having these orbs in the sky at the same time that the artificial birds are falling out the sky. And they keep holding all these secret meetings to prepare us for alien interference. So I ain't saying, but I'm also not saying, but I'm gonna just go ahead and leave this here and y'all tell me how y'all feel about it.
Close call.
And y'all tell me how y'all feel about this in the comments.
Close call. Now listen, both of you. You can never, ever let anyone know that we are monsters.
We know that. And we can't have any other monsters in town either.
And do you know why?
Because they might tell other people about us.
And they'd be frightened, and they'd chase us away.
Or worse. Mr. Mortman's the first monster to come around in 20 years.
Besides us, of course.
That's why it took us so long to believe you, Lucy.
And when you two get bigger, you're going to get your training fang.
That's right. Before long, you and Randy will be able to transform just like your father and me.
If the all is mind, then we are surrounded by invisible intelligence, always and deliberately morphing us and our world, making creation and evolution just two words for the same thing. What is this intention that lies just beyond the wall of sleep that begs our attention so cautiously yet also urgently? This divine spark that makes man more than just an organism in its environment is debated against with great heat, despite being self-evident. Why? We have to remember that the rules of reality were written by man in the language of man, thus can be turned on its head at any point. Best illustrated in A World Split Apart. If the world has not reached its end, it has reached a major watershed in history, equal in importance from the turn from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance. It will demand from us a spiritual blaze. We'll have to rise to a new height of vision where our physical nature won't be cursed as in the Middle Ages, but our spiritual being won't be trampled on as in the modern era. This ascension is similar to climbing onto the next anthropological stage. No one on earth has any other way but upward. If the all is...
Your soulmate is already chosen for you, and we can reveal their birth date. Soulmates are not just random people. They're your perfect match, your once-in-a-lifetime partner. When you meet them, everything just clicks. But
So I can say the N-word to this guy?
Your bitch ass keep talking about Who's a monkey? Who's a monkey?
You're black.
Okay, and what does that have to do
Hashtag
with
monkey in the chat. I will give you the pass tomorrow.
Nobody's a monkey. Are you dumb? I will really slap you. I will slap you.
Slap me then, bitch.
Nobody's a
Slap me. Slap me.
Look at this kid.
Whoa.
Nobody's a monkey, bro. It's the only thing I gotta say.
You're a monkey. Yo, questions. You mind giving me some that one?
Izzo was popping. So the kid that's recording is the one who's being insulted. His name is Jasad. His father, James, sent me this video on my DM. And he explained to me how proud he was of his son because he knows that his son is a warrior. But he also explained that his son just started going to this new school in Union, New Jersey, Burnett Middle School. So he was just getting cleared to ride the bus. And the kid with the glasses was telling Jasad to go to the front of the bus. And that's where all the insults began. But as you can see,
The reason why I'm posting this video is because Josiah was so cool. He took his 3 to 30 seconds. He took 3 to 30 seconds to think about what he could have done and didn't do. And I know this because when his father told him how proud of him he was, he told his dad, "Dad, I was just waiting for him to touch me." At 14 years old, he had enough bandwidth and wherewithal to sit there and take those insults, still having the mind frame, say what you want, but as long as you don't touch me. I know some adults who wouldn't have been able to sit through that. So this is exactly what I mean when I be saying there's a lot of our kids out here who are doing the right thing. They are making good decisions. They are practicing with.
What we gonna do with the shoes, man? The shoes weak, man.
He cost $2,500, man. Crazy, man. You getting paid to lose. We getting paid to watch you lose. That's the difference. You sweating to lose. We getting paid. We getting paid to watch you lose. Scrub.
What we gonna do with the shoes, man?
This world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7 days, drop it like it's hot.
Things humans were never meant to see. Mirror is made. Things humans were.
Oh, you mad. That's what you best at. Girl, it's only midnight. Yeah. So why you gotta go? Leave me already. Moments like this, we come alive in moments like this.
Did you know video games are designed to...
Found it. I knew it. So I was looking for the hole. You already know it goes down.
Well, it's been real. I'll give you a break for now. We'll be back in probably about an hour or two. We keep deep diving down this rabbit hole. I'm your guide, Guide. Some say God. No, but I'm going to help you safely land. I know a lot of people jump off too early, hurt themselves, drive themselves crazy. But if you stay along for the ride, I'll help you gently get to your destination. You have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. One.